What is going on, everybody? Guess where we are? Well, we're at iCast in Orlando. iCast, it's the annual trade show for the fishing industry. It's where we all come together and we get to have a chance to kind of see the new products. We get to have a chance to have meetings with some of our sponsors and do all this cool stuff. But the coolest part, again, is checking out all the new products for this upcoming season. It's where these companies, they unveil their secret little baits or cool little product that they've got going on. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna be here all week, and I wanna share some of the cool, exciting things that we've got going on with some of our sponsors, but also show you some of the cool products that are just out there. So we're gonna walk the floor this week, hopefully find some cool little lures, things that like maybe we'll be able to catch some bass on sometime soon. Just check out the new products. So join us in this little video, guys. So stay tuned, let's go get after it. All right, Beatdown Outdoors. It's the mounts that I use on my bass boats. Been using them all year this year. And here's what's cool about it. There's a lot of pretty good mounts out there on the market, but none of them have the durability and the adjustability like Beatdown has right here. And I want to show you quickly what I mean by that, so check this out. All right, this system right here is very similar to what I have on the front of my boat. This is the shorty mount system here with the extension pole already on it. And you've seen me in a lot of my events moving this around, moving it up and down. I have full adjustability on the height, full adjustability to be able to move this left or right for the glare, which is important. That's very important. And it's great. So when I'm on Okeechobee, for example, I am not needing this long pole. So what I do is I literally unscrew it, just like that. And a cap goes right here, and I run my unit just the way you see it, just like this. I still have the adjustability of left, right, but I don't need the height. Now, I go out and I want to have my unit closer to my eyes for live scoping, for seeing the map better, for looking at 2D better, all these different things. Not looking over as much, I put the pole in, literally takes just a few seconds, I can lift my unit up, so it's really good. And the other part is I have both of my Garmin's mounted to this base plate here low, so I have my 212 side by side. That's how I have my boat set up. That's what I recommend for anybody that's serious about this stuff. But they do have a lot of other versions. If you look here behind me, they have mounts for just about every situation that you can think of. They got a very economical system right here. So let's say that you have a smaller boat, you're not wanting to invest a bunch of money in this big system here. You can literally bolt this down the front of your boat and you have the adjustability to rise this up and do that. The other one is this mount right here, which is the next step up. Same thing, you have the adjustability to lift this up to whatever height you want. You also have the adjustability to lean it back or drop it all the way down to the floor of your boat. So when you make that long run across the lake, you can drop that all the way to the floor, your unit's not bouncing around. So, you know, like I said, there's a lot of mount options out there, but none with the durability and the adjustability that Beatdown has. This stuff is crazy, it looks good, awesome stuff. The last thing I'll leave you with here is the dash. This is what I have on my dash right here. So I have the adjustability to be able to move these around however I want. Again, for glare, if I want to move it in and out, whatever I want to do. I have full control of the angles of my unit. So really awesome stuff at Beatdown. So be sure to check them out, guys. All right, so tell me what this is. Batteries for the electric reels, right?
Yes, sir. These are electric fishing reel batteries. So now you don't have to plug your battery into the house battery on the boat anymore.
Yeah.
No more cords. It's a 6-inch cord that goes directly from this battery that straps to the rod and goes directly to the reel. You can move around if you're kite fishing or if you're deep dropping like over here.
Yeah.
Now you can walk around the boat and do what you need to do.
Okay.
We got two different sizes, a 7,000 and a 3,500 milliamp.
So I have the Shimano Beastmasters,
okay,
the 9,000s.
Yep.
And that would work on that, right?
Right here.
Is that it? Is that
Yes,
the
sir.
9,000?
That's the 9,000.
Why does it look different? It looks different. Maybe that's a new one or something. I don't know. But yes, so we have these.
Yep.
And so yeah, we have to usually plug them into the boat.
Exactly.
And sometimes they unplug, and then you got to reset everything.
Exactly.
It's a mess. So this hooks there, you're good to go.
Yep, makes life easy.
Huh.
There you go.
And how long does that last? Like,
so we tested
how many
them
drops?
If we were in Pulley Ridge, they
Yeah.
with like 6 pounds of lead, about 6 to 8 hours, depending on
Really?
how many fish we were getting.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's a good amount of time.
Yeah. It's great.
So, and cost on a battery set, like a setup like this?
Kit like this, $255 retail.
Really? Okay.
Yes,
and an extra battery without the cord and all that, an extra battery would be?
I think it's around like $160.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I might have to try that out for sure.
They work with all Daiwas, Shimano, Seaboard.
LPs?
No LPs or hookers, no. Nope.
But that's good. I need it for this because that's a good thing, because that's a small enough rod that you want to move it around.
Exactly.
And having that restriction of that cord, you know, it's a mess. It's on the floor. People are trying to walk around, getting tripped up on it. So,
yes, sir.
Cool. Good stuff, man.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so Lew's obviously makes some great reels, great rods. They're constantly coming out with new models. Brand new, first time I've touched it, my first reaction is, wow, okay? This is the LFS, which I just asked somebody, I said, what does LFS stand for? Lighter, faster, stronger. Okay, so this rod here, I don't know the price point of it, but this is one of their upper end rods. Cork handle, which is cool. Good looking rod. I like this little bit of light blue here, kind of a matte black right there, but just the feel of the rod, you know, you see us fishermen doing this all the time, and what I'm doing is I'm feeling the flex of the rod, I'm feeling the bend of the rod, I'm seeing where this thing really, the action is, and that is a great feeling rod right there. They call this one heavy action, a 7.6, 100% great feeling rod right out of the gate. The other rod that I saw that I really liked is this right here, spinning rod. Especially now for me, it's like spinning rod season is the latter part of the Elite Tour. Usually we're up north in the smallmouth. And I like those a little bit longer rods. This is a 7.2 medium action. And when I touch this rod, that is absolutely a spot on action right there. That right there is perfect for all your drop shot stuff, jig heads, your Neds, all that. It's a pretty basic, all around, all purpose rods. So this is a neat size. This is a 7.5. And then when you think about rods, you think like 7 foot, 7.6, and the 7.2, which was in the spinning rod. I'm sure they have a 7.2 in the bait kit, but a 7.5 is kind of an interesting size. And length does matter. For me, it's like a 7.6. When you get in that range there, that extra inch, a 7.6 rod, you're pretty limited to flipping and pitching. I mean, yes, you can cast it still, but flipping and pitching is kind of your main thing. But when you start getting down to that 7.3, 7.4, 7.5 now, that really kind of lends itself to a nice mid-size for a little bit more accuracy for flipping, pitching, or casting or skipping, you know, baits. So that's a 7.5 in the LFS series, which is nice. And I think they have 20-something models in this series. So pretty robust deal. But I'm telling you right now, like, that's spot on. That feels good. Lew's came to me a couple months ago, and they said, we've got this new braking system. And, you know, brakes in a bait cast are important. Like spinning reels, there's no brakes, there's no bearings, it's drags and castability. With bait casters, the braking system is super important. That's what makes a reel really good for like no backlashes or not. So they came out with a new braking system called a Paramag braking system. And I don't know how to explain the whole new system exactly, but it is a infinite magnetic cast control. Very simple. That internal braking is inside of that right there, and it's gonna affect that spool. And you just turn this dial. That's as simple as it is. This dial right here, that's all you're gonna do is adjust that dial. And you're gonna do some micro adjustments here. You know, everybody's, well, what is this for? Like, I don't want that all the way loose, and I don't want it really affecting the spool much. I just want it to barely touch that spool so there's no play left or right. And then I'm gonna adjust it here. And what I've noticed, and I used the reel in the last tournament at Smith, and it didn't even attempt a backlash. Like, I used it, caught several fish on it in the tournament, and it never even tried to backlash. And I was throwing far with it. So this braking system comes on this Custom Pro reel here. So guys, check it out. It's a really cool color. Obviously, it stands out, but it is amazing. I used some of the electronic bait casters before, and you know, the ones when you cast them, they go zzz, real loud, and it literally drove me crazy. Like, that's a little too much. This is as good or better than anything out there on the market, and it's not electric. It doesn't make all this crazy sounds. So the Paramag braking system on this, spot on, guys. Good job. All right, guys, check out this cool little product here. This is something that I actually saw on Instagram a couple weeks ago, and I was like, that's cool. I actually messaged them, and then I'm walking through the show, and boom, here they are, Reef Scope. And this is basically, you can look at the TV right here, that camera is screwed onto the transom of the boat, and it shoots straight down. See this right here? Shoots straight down. This is super heavy duty. I mean, I like it. It's all stainless steel, and it hooks up to your Garmin through the video port and allows you to see what you can do when you idle around, like in the Keys. This is where I'm envisioning it, in the Keys, looking down in the water for lobster season, seeing those little cracks in the rocks, possibly seeing those lobsters sticking out, or getting on those shallow reefs and being able to see where the fish are, being able to idle across them. I can see them on the 2D, of course, on my Garmin, but being able to see them and back that up with this is awesome. And then also using it for catching bait. When I idle those flats and say 15, 20 foot of water, I can see the clouds of bait a little bit better. So pretty cool stuff here. I'm gonna be putting this on the Freeman. I actually got one of these yesterday, picked it up, be installing that myself. So just a small company, but pretty legit product, guys. So check out Reef Scope if you wanna kind of add some pretty cool things to your saltwater boat or freshwater boat. Clear water fishing, obviously. Put it on there, check it out. Pretty cool stuff. All right, so, Power Pole changed the game when they made the Power Pole anchors, shallow water anchors. Of course, I've been using them my whole career. How do you make them better? Well, they keep making, like the new version, the blade is awesome. That's nothing new, been around for a while. But they consolidated the system to one pump. Instead of having two pumps, if you're on a dual system, now you only need is one pump. And it's called the one pump, so come check it out. That is it right there, guys. That is the one pump right here. And that one pump will run your power poles. And so you just basically hit that. There it goes. Now you're saying to yourself, well, what does that mean? Like, what does one pump mean? Well, one pump means in the back of your boat, you're gonna have a lot more space. A lot more space maybe for an extra battery if you're a person that wants to have like an extra battery for your sonar or for your graphs, or maybe you need an extra battery for some storage back there, like a toolkit, whatever. Having that one pump consolidates everything right into one compact system, so pretty awesome. The other really cool thing that PowerPole did is they partnered with Garmin on this feature right here. Check this out, guys. So this bottom menu right here on the Garmin, I can literally, that stays up on my screen. So I can literally hit this button right here. The Monster system connects to my Garmin, connects to the PowerPole one pump, and so I have full control right here on my screen. So if I don't want to hit my feet or the buttons at the front, I'm in the back, whatever, I have control now on my Garmin units. And again, with one pump, pretty sweet deal. So pretty cool stuff, really, honestly. So check it out. They're available actually right now. And get your units hooked up to your power poles. Take advantage of that option as well. Cool about iCast is you get all segments of fishing, from like boat accessories to, of course, fishing lures to rods, just everything in the outdoors. So, you walk around a show like this and you go, okay, that's cool, that's really neat. And all these accessories, like for, different rod holders, of course. There's just all these different things. It's not a show that's open to the public, but they do have a public day, which is today. So you can get into iCast. So if you want to come next year, for example, just look into iCast and figure out all the dates and figure out what days you can show up. And if you're here, for business, then you can get in through your business. But it's not a public event, so there's not just masses of public in here. But again, they do have it open up. I think on Fridays is the public day. But it's a cool show. And it's definitely growing. It's a big show this year, a lot bigger than last year, so it's a good sign. This is what we have left to do, right here. We have these two things left. That's what we're fighting for, guys. So y'all watch the Unfinished Family Business. That's it right there. Hopefully it'll happen one day. This blue trophy is pretty special. So let's make it happen, man. Good stuff. All right, this is the battery that I currently run in my bass boat. The 36 volt system for me is awesome, and here's why. The traditional way of running a 36 volt system or even a 24 volt system is multiple 12 volt batteries. So you do two 12 volt batteries for a 24 volt system, or you do 3 batteries for a 36 volt system. That takes up a lot of space. It adds a lot of extra weight in your boat. So when the whole 36 volt battery came about, I went straight to it, and this is what I run, guys. It's a 60 amp, 36 volt battery, one battery back in the back of my boat. Now, on my tour boat, on my tournament boat, I have 2, because I'm on the road, we're traveling around different places. But on my other boat that we do a lot of film work out of, and the boat that I keep in Lewiston, we have 136, and it does just fine. In my bay boat for saltwater fishing, I have 136, and in the bay boat application, it's even more important. In the bay boats, there's usually not enough room in those saltwater boats to put a lot of batteries. So now in my little console where my steering wheel is, I have one 36 volt battery sitting there all pretty, and I have one 12 volt battery sitting there. And that's it, 2 batteries in the whole boat, runs it for days, and that is so important. So the 36 volt system, guys, if you guys want to save some space, simplify the process, check out this 36 volt 60 amp battery from Dakota. All right, now look at it. Look, you thought it was a big battery, didn't you? Look at this little thing, a little cute little battery right there. 54 amp hour, 12 volt. You say to yourself, what are you going to use that for? Well, so live scope's a big deal, obviously, and running clean power on your live scope is important. I run the C-Clear power harness on my bass boat, so I don't have an issue. But for those that either want a portable system, an ice pack system, or maybe just don't want to do the whole C-Clear power thing, you just want to just kind of keep it simple, you can run this battery right here for your live scope box. You can run a 12 volt power right to your live scope box, and then charge this independently every night when you go home. And this is enough power to run your box and your unit, so you can get a really clean signal, really clean connection. Because when you take out all that connection throughout the boat and junction boxes, straight power right to this, right to your screen, gives you a better picture. So a lot of guys are running these independent little batteries. It's perfect, again, right there. So check it out. It's a 54 amp hour, 12 volt battery. Perfect. All right, so Starbrite has a wide range of cleaning supplies, products, everything from, the solutions that you see are behind me, to, the brushes, the buckets, the magic erasers, which are awesome. By the way, you get those little black marks on your boat and you scrape them off with that little magic eraser. It's pretty amazing. But they came out with a whole new line of ceramics, okay? And so ceramics is a big deal right now. And so they have the speed detailers, my favorite right here. I've been using this on my boat and our vehicles. On my wife's brand new vehicle that we just got, I've been using the speed detailer to keep it good and clean. And that ceramic, I don't know the science all behind it, but it's just special stuff, right? And it just keeps it really slick, clean, and ceramic coating on that is just amazing. So that's kind of the new thing there. They have obviously wax and seal. The wash and wax is what I've been using on our big boat, and I can honestly see a big difference on how shiny the boat is. And we do a lot of offshore fishing, so when we're gaffing fish, a lot of blood slinging around, the blood does not stick to the boat as much when I have this. I've started to notice a huge difference with that ceramic, comes right off, and that's a big deal. Now, of course, they have all the other different things they have in the normal line. Mildew stain remover, which you've seen me use a bunch, with a fiberglass stain remover, which is great for those water lines. But anyways, tons of product here at Starbrite, so be sure to check them out. That's your local retailer. Most retailers carry the Starbrite products, and yeah, good stuff. So, all right. Zero fade braid. All right, you say, what the heck? What do you mean zero fade braid? Over the years, I use a lot of braid. Braid fades. As you use the line and as it rubs on the grass and it's doing its thing, that green braid or the black braid or whatever color your braid is, eventually just kind of gets real light colored or even turns white eventually. And the fish see it. People have take magic markers, and you mark your line up a little bit and try to offset that color loss. P-Line decided to fix that whole problem by making a no fade braid. This is guaranteed, literally guaranteed not to fade. And so what that means is you're gonna get more life out of this braid. The braid's super tough. This is 50 pound right here. I use it for my swim jigs, but it's just gonna stay that color the entire time. It's not gonna fade at all. It doesn't lose any of its color. So you're gonna get more longevity. That's a better investment for you. You're not gonna waste money on taking an old braid off just because it turned to a different color, and you don't have to carry a stinking marker around in your pocket the rest of your life. So zero fade braid right there. That's some cool stuff right there. Kind of new to market, so check it out. All right, guys, we've been bouncing around all day here in the show, seeing lots of cool things. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this video. Engel has been making coolers forever. They make the tumblers, they make the soft pack coolers as well. They make a lot of great products, and they even make a lithium air pump for your bait coolers. So that's pretty cool. But they do have a new cooler, kind of a whole new look a little bit. This is a little bit different. This is an injection molded cooler instead of a roto molded cooler. And what that allows them to drive the cost down. This cooler is more than half of the price of the roto-molded cooler. So you're able to get into a great cooler that holds the same amount of ice for the same amount of time at half the cost, which is great. And the best part about this cooler too is it's extremely light. It's extremely light. So that's good. When you fill this thing up full of ice and drinks, you want to move it around. That extra weight that's out of this thing is really beneficial. The other thing is it has a nice little divider tray here. There's a little divider tray right here, so you can divide your drinks to your food, or if you want to have your sandwiches not lay on the ice, you can obviously lay those in there in that little tray. So pretty basic, cool looking colors. They have several colors right here, but again, the biggest part that I'm excited about is the cost and the weight. That's awesome. So thanks, Engel, for making some good stuff here. We got more to show you, so stay tuned.
Mine's like 650 acres, and I started looking for fishing content to be a better angler, have more fun, right? And so you're talking about these Bandito Bugs. So we go up to Bass Pro the next day and I buy some. Missed the spawn, and I live at this really shallow channel. So I literally will just cast back there to tune in my bait cast, right? New bait and everything. I chuck this thing out. It just gets hammered instantly in 2 foot of water, like a 3 pound. My wife's like, well, I guess that works. Holy cow, you know. I was like, talk about a use case.
That's right.
Objective. So yeah, now like that's all I have is Bandito boats and sinking.
That's right. We get people calling the marina now all the time, and they've just seen it or heard it, or they watched something and they're like, this Bandito. They'll call the marina because they don't know where to find one. They're like live somewhere that doesn't have them, and they're like, we need this Bandito Bug thing that Scott's catching them on. I need to buy some, you know. And so that people are like clamoring over this thing. It's magical. I'm just telling you, it's magical. It is really. And I actually designed the whole thing. I designed the whole thing.
Explain that in the videos. I was like, well, that's even better.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it does. The thing works really, really.
Yeah. No, it catches them. It drives them crazy.
How you doing?
Good, man. A glove skiller? Oh, heck yeah. Man, come on, that's good though.
Yeah.
Somebody will freak out.
Yeah, scaled, of course, did some live demonstrations earlier. This is one right here. He's scaling a porgy.
Oh, porgies are awesome. Nice. All right, I'm gonna take your card because we own a marina and the guys catch bluegill during bluegill season.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys scale the bluegills.
That's what we've been.
And we have a fish cleaning house. You know, they're on our property, so we have to take all the carcasses out every day. Okay. So if we had this in the store, people could, you know, scale their fish a lot easier. So that could be a big deal. And they're down there catching all those Oscars and the cichlids. Yeah. So I think that actually could work pretty good. So I'll give you guys a call.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Martin, thank you.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so we stopped by talking about interesting booths and innovative things. We're here at our own booth, A-Flow.
Yep.
Anglers for Lake Okeechobee. My beautiful wife is here. I'll put that down. And we started this organization 5 or 6 years ago, and we're fighting for the health of Lake Okeechobee. We're fighting for good water quality.
we're fighting for all the same things that everybody wants here in South Florida. And that's just a good, clean water, complete system. And but it all starts at Lake Okeechobee. So we're just here kind of educating people, having a good time at the show. And it's been good, right?
It has. It's been a great show. Lots of action, a lot of people coming by inquiring about what they can do to help. And the one thing that I'd say, if there is anybody out there, and I'm sure there's plenty, if you've ever been to Lake Okeechobee, you've probably had some really wonderful fishing trips. And if you've been back recently, you've noticed a lot of changes. And so that's what we're trying to do, is get some help on the lake, and writing your congressman, reaching out to the governor, anything that you can do, state officials, everybody, and just keep the narrative going and talking about it, because that is what pushes the higher ups to make decisions. And so that's what we really need from any of you guys, is to just keep talking about getting help for Lake Okeechobee. It's super important, and all of our communities around the lake sure depend on it.
Yeah, being part of the conversation is so important, and just being a voice. You know, the towns and the communities around the lake aren't the biggest in the state of Florida by any means, but there are real families there with real businesses, and you know, this lake is special. It's a natural lake. It's not a man-made lake, and we can't just destroy Lake Okeechobee because we don't have a better plan. So what we're fighting for is, obviously, let's fix Lake Okeechobee. Let's fix the water quality in Lake Okeechobee. Let's start with fixing the habitat in Lake Okeechobee. Our habitat's down to the all-time low right now. But you know what? Lake Okeechobee is a resilient lake, and you hear me say these things, and you say, oh my gosh, I don't want to go there and go fishing. Actually, the fishing is fantastic, because there's certain places on the lake that are still really good, and all the fish that live in the lake are flocking to those small areas. So it's some of the best fishing you can actually have ever, but we're going to lose those eventually, and we have to protect this lake. We have to grow it back to the mighty lake that it used to be, with all the vegetation. And so again, anything you can do, be part of the conversation, help us spread the word that Lake Okeechobee is worth saving, and we can't let's let it fall apart. So we'll drop a link in the video at the end here, guys, about A-Flow, Anglers for Lake Okeechobee. If there's any way that you think you can help, we'll also reach out to you guys if you have any questions on that.
And just like our page, just be part of the conversation, even on Instagram and Facebook and any of the social media platforms, because that gets recognized and
Absolutely.
people see that. So that's a very good way to help too, is to just follow along and be part of the conversation. And I think that's about it.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Whoo! iCast 2024. I know it wasn't a real complex video, guys, but I hope you enjoyed watching us just kind of run around like crazy. A lot of cool products. And again, hope you enjoyed the video. These products are all going to be available from now until probably the end of the year. Some of these products will be released at the Bassmasters Classic. So lots of cool stuff. You can also go to the iCast website, check out all the information for next year, and try to attend. Like I said, there is a day that the public can come and enjoy and see what's going on, and love to see you here. We met a lot of our fans, and it was great. So leave you with that. Appreciate all the support, guys. Getting ready to head up north, and there's a couple baits that I found today that we're going to be using up on those tournaments for sure, for those big smallmouth. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys.